their perception of the way society operates, with very negative consequences. So how do we really break down small-scale corruption? What is it really all about? There is, on the one hand, small-scale corruption, the survival of people, civil servants who are very badly paid, who need to survive. So they may charge maybe a very modest sum in order to get by. But then, of course, once people find they can do that, it becomes greed rather than need. So if you find you can earn an extra $30 a month by small-scale corruption, or sometimes obviously more depending on the context, then you may come to do that as a regular occurrence. But then taking that further, sometimes this is organized in the form of a scam. So this is not petty corruption from below, it's petty corruption from above. And it's the way, one needs to look at the way in which, for example, a police inspector may organize his policemen so when they go out on the beat, they bring a certain amount of funding home. And this is, again, now quite well understood. So petty corruption is not always simply a question of survival, not always a question of individual greed. It may sometimes be a question of organization by those who are running, for example, a police force, but this also occurs at the level of ports, harbors, and may explain a lot of the inefficiencies which occur in harbors as different as Dar es Salaam and Mombasa. So that's one area. And as a variant of that, which is not quite the same thing, I just want to mention what in China is called guangxi and in Russia blat, where there are interpersonal favors which actually determine outcomes. So if you are the uncle of a promising young person who may join the civil service, you make sure he or she gets that job in order to reward your family. And Elena led the naval